Are you fascinated by the prospect of controlling your computer or phone with just your thoughts? Well, the wait might soon be over. Elon Musk, the visionary billionaire entrepreneur, has recently unveiled a groundbreaking development as his brain chip startup Neuralink has achieved its first successful implantation in a human patient. In this video, we'll dive into the remarkable workings of the Neuralink brain chip post-implantation and explore its potential implications for the future. But before starting the video, if you are new to our channel, do subscribe to it and also hit the bell icon so you will never miss any updates in the future. Now, let's dive into the science behind Neuralink to understand how exactly human brain chips work. Earlier this month, Neuralink performed its first human implant of its brain chip on a volunteer patient. A brain chip is a device that can record, stimulate, or modulate the electrical activity of neurons in the brain, allowing the user to control external devices or software with their thoughts. The device is designed to replace a small chunk of a human skull and fit completely underneath a person's skin. Once the device is in place, its 64 needle probes are inserted into the brain, which then allows 1024 channels of two-way communication between the brain and a computer chip. Working on Neuralink brain chip. The science underlying these implants is not all that, unlike the process of attempting to calculate the energy content of a AA battery. We are using these brain implants by the same approach. We refer to this process as neuroelectrophysiological recording. Certain groupings of neurons fire in a certain sequence when you move your arm to the right. You may swiftly forecast which way the arm will move by paying attention to that activity and pattern. These are the neurons in your muscles that are directly connected. Unless that link from the brain to the spinal cord to the muscle is disrupted, the way it is in people with paralysis. If that pathway is compromised, the brain's neurosignals, which are responsible for moving muscles, will not be able to reach the muscles. However, the signals are still there in the brain in many instances. All they are doing is staying put. Therefore, you can't determine what is occurring to the muscle if you reach in and insert anything that listens into those neurons. That is the intention of a brain implant. Let's now examine a timeline of significant advancements in brain interface technology across time. The workings of the brain have long intrigued the interest of scholars. It is crucial to see these recent Neuralink advancements as the result of decades worth of progress made by brain-machine interface researchers. For instance, the first instance of real-time cursor control in a monkey was shown in 2002. In 2008, a three-dimensional robotic arm operated by a monkey was able to feed itself. In 2012, we saw the first human brain controlling a robotic arm. In 2017, a person mentally moved a cursor to type words and sentences. Dr. Noyoju Kian participated in both the 2018 study and the one in which a human subject used mental control to operate a tablet for purposes such as emailing, playing games, and browsing the web. That was all accomplished with a few hundred electrodes. However, the game was altered in 2019 when the private company Neuralink revealed Gertrude, a pig fitted with a wireless implant that tracked around 1,000 neurons. How does Neuralink work in animals? Neurons function similarly to wiring and somewhat depend on an electrical device to address an electrical issue. That was a very intriguing moment because it showed the community that the people involved are serious, that they are investing, that they are creating gear from the ground up, and that they are using it in big animals. By implanting electrodes in the somatosensory cortex of the pig, researchers were able to quantify sensory activity such as the sensation of walking. The Mind Pong video was then released by Neuralink in April 2021. The name was Pager. It's a rhesus macaque, the kind of monkey that's most frequently utilized in this field, implanted with two Neuralink N1 devices which allow for brain control of a cursor on a screen. That holds great significance as Neuralink is showcasing their revolutionary hardware which functions in a monkey right here in their hands. To persuade the scientific community and the FDA that you are prepared to begin human clinical trials, you must reach that level. The FDA is searching for proof like that. Due to the large number of individual electrodes that had been implanted, the N1 device in Pager had an astounding amount of recording power. It took some very creative engineering to create a gadget that can wirelessly send 2048 electrodes worth of spike data, that is, digital ones and zeros, over a radio. Furthermore, the performance you should be able to obtain with that many channels should be far superior to what we have accomplished in the academic realm. I have only ever recorded from a maximum of 200 to 300 electrodes. How then could a gadget such as the N1 get implanted in a subject's brain with all those electrodes? Neuralink implantation in humans. Undoubtedly, this is a form of neurosurgery. It's not a prank. To do this, a hole must be drilled in the skull, the skin must be removed, and the skull must be reached, exposing the dura, the layer of tissue that covers the brain and acts as protection. Slice through the dura, then fold it back to reveal the brain. After that, you reach the brain's surface where the electrodes can be implanted. The main dangers associated with these kinds of procedures include tissue injury, bleeding, and infection. What then would be required for the FDA to authorize human clinical study approval? Class 3 medical devices are what Neuralink devices are known as. They will be placed into extremely delicate bodily cavities and are implantable. The FDA examines medical devices with the utmost rigor at that level. They have no antecedents. No prior example has received approval. Thus, it makes sense that they have a high threshold to clear before it can be accepted. Neuralink's next task is to compile all of the data from animal research into a lengthy technical document demonstrating the effectiveness and safety of their technology. The FDA is the recipient of this material and has 90 days to study it and respond. If the FDA grants approval, Neuralink will be able to recruit and enroll human subjects in their clinical research. We are about to experience a total paradigm change. Not only can this kind of technology change the way we treat stroke, paralysis, degenerative diseases, and motor degenerative diseases, but it can also revolutionize the way we treat almost all other brain diseases, including Parkinson's, epilepsy, dementia, Alzheimer's, and even psychiatric disorders. Neuroscientists and engineers who have been working in this field for decades have found a great deal of validation in witnessing Neuralink and the other firms in this arena create an industry around neuroengineering brain-machine interfaces or neuroprosthetics. Ultimately, human-machine cooperation is the key to the future of Neuralink technology. The tool might make it possible for intelligent machines and people to collaborate, leading to productive and mutually beneficial relationships. The revolutionary Neuralink technology has the potential to completely change how humans communicate with robots. Real-time brain-computer connection is made possible by this technology, which may find use in the management of neurological conditions, the improvement of cognitive function, and human-machine cooperation. We may anticipate much more fascinating uses in the realm of neuroscience as the technology advances. That's all. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up.